There I was. First day getting out of the slammer. Dog waking me up, alarm going off. First thing I heard in a long time that wasn't, prison guards waking me up. Luckily, I woke up to an alarm about 9:30 a.m. and I decided, well, head downstairs because the dude downstairs owes me some money. So yeah, that was definitely gunfire, and my buddy Mosey even confirmed it, that those were some gunshots. But nonetheless, that doesn't really matter. He has a revolver in his hand, but still, I wasn't threatened, so I asked about my computer. Asking him about where's the money for that computer that I wanted, because I wanted to start streaming. I saw it in prison, so I wanted to check it out. But of course, he decided to just get me a computer instead of just paying off the debt. And there it was, the way I'm about to get out the hood. I'm about to be a streamer, a famous one, and it's gonna be straight out of a storybook. Yeah, back in prison, I saw some streams and I heard about some streamers called, I don't know, Aiden Ross, XQC. Not sure who those people even are, but I heard that they were making a butt ton of money, and I thought, hey, why not? How about I tell my story? Tell about the time I had in prison and tell about all this time that I had within the slammer and talk to my audience. Maybe I can become a famous streamer. Maybe I can go from Convict, someone that was out here robbing banks, to a famous streamer that you can see with one click of a website page. Now that is a dream of mine. I knew I had an apartment not too far from here, so I decided to pack up my car with all of the stuff that I've been given, or at least the debt that was paid to me by my boy Mosey. After I packed up my car completely, I headed home, at least the home that I currently would have at the moment. After my amazing parking job, I was here in my new neighborhood, and it didn't look that much better than prison, I'm not gonna lie to you, but at least it was a start. Somewhere for me to start, somewhere for me to build up my stream, and hopefully build up some money so I can eventually move out to a better place. But I had a goal in mind, become a famous streamer, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. So I got everything out of the trunk of my car, I got everything ready and set up, and I couldn't wait to start up my very first stream. Okay, what is good, chat? What is good, everybody? I'm here. This is my very first stream. I am not a convict, even though I kind of am a convict. This stream's a little different than the things that you probably will normally see. Shout out to anybody who follows, anybody who subs throughout this time, but I'm here to tell y'all a little bit of stories about me. This will also go up on ZooTube as well, so make sure to check that out too. But with that said, let's just talk about some stuff I've heard back in the slammer. Yo, back in the slammer, my name used to be Houdini, okay? Because I had a knack for escaping from tight situations all the time. Okay, like one day, I managed to smuggle a few pieces of cake from the mess hall into my cell. When the guards came for a surprise inspection, I hid the cake under my bed, but they had their suspicions, right? You know what I'm saying? So as they searched the cell, I had to come up with a quick diversion, so they look away or something. So I pretended I fainted dramatically, causing the guards to rush to my aid. While they were busy checking my pulse, I discreetly tossed the cake out the window. Yeah, like the little cell window. It's actually kind of crazy. To my buddy though, he was actually in the yard at this time because we were in different cell blocks. Yeah, I guess you could say I am, a bit of a master of desertception. You know what I'm saying? You know what I say? Nah, that wasn't that funny. All right, my fault. From that day on, though, I became the go-to guy for smuggling that contraband. But you got to realize, like, I wasn't even smuggling contraband like some of these other dudes. Like, no drugs, no nothing. I'm all about the snacks, the magazines, makeshift tools, whatever you need. I got it. I can Houdini that thing, get you that thing wherever you need it. That's just the type of dude I was. I mean, really little did they know, it was really just all about timing, all about misdirection. Like, I may have not been able to escape prison, but I was the true escape artist, if you know what I'm saying. And there it was, the end of my first stream. I didn't expect to like, you know, blow up overnight or anything like that. But it was pretty crazy thinking that I had like 20 people at one point talking about me, talking about what I can do, about my story, about how cool of a streamer I was. Yeah, there were some toxic people, but I got some thick skin, especially coming out of prison. So it didn't really matter that much to me. I just felt like this was a chance, man. Like I could straight up get out of the hood with this, and I could straight up be a famous streamer, just like some of the people that I've seen in the past, from ZooTube to my streaming platform. I mean, I could do anything. Blender, from Blender to ZooTube, I could really make a difference, man. I could really make a difference in my life and maybe add some entertainment to the others. After a couple of streams would pass on by, eventually I would have one of my more successful streams coming up pretty soon, and that was an absolute banger. Okay, this is pretty nuts, boys. This is pretty nuts. 100 viewers right now. Hey, shout out to all y'all viewers, 200 followers, 65 subs. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm still new to Blender, so shout out to y'all for all the support. First off, I want to get back into a little bit of storytelling, a little bit of what we got going on. I'm gonna tell y'all about one time that we had a ghost in the cell. All right, one night, me and my cellmate, right, decided to play a little prank on our new neighbor, who was known for being superstitious. Like, we're talking about aliens, ghosts, 9/11 wasn't real, stuff like that. We took an empty water bottle, tied it to a string, and created a makeshift little pulley system, right? From my top bunk, I would tug the string, making the bottle dance around on the floor a little bit, you know, but it still has water in it, so it's kind of sketchy. While my buddy made little spooky ghost noises, but like my buddy was really good at it. Like, when I mean good at it, I mean elite at it. It was like actually scary how good he was at it. But yeah, our new cellmate's like reaction was absolutely priceless. Like, oh my, he started screaming, he jumped onto the bed, he was convinced the cell was haunted. Like, we had a good laugh about it, and it took a while before he even realized it was a prank. He was out here telling the guards that it was haunted, that he wanted to go into solitary. He would rather be in solitary than deal with this. It was crazy. But surprisingly, that incident kind of sparked an unexpected little friendship. So like, I helped him out, he helped me out whenever we needed. But yeah, our little ghostly prank, you know, broke the ice a little bit, you could say. And soon we were sharing stories, playing cards, you know, playing for the little brownies, you know, those little school brownies y'all used to get probably back in the day. Yeah, I mean, it made the experience of life behind bars a little better. And the whole ghost in a cell, like, now we do that all the time, or we did that all the time to the newbies and stuff like that would come in and out. But it really only worked on that buddy. It was actually kind of funny. But yeah, that story was hilarious, man. We even when his family came to visit, he told them that story and they started laughing too. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're in prison, man, you got to take the laughter as much as possible, because it's not fun out there sometimes. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. At least we made a good time out of a bad situation, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you saw that right. Almost 18 hours of streaming, and I'm already making a ton of money. Some bread that I never thought I would even see. I would have 300 in expected earnings. I got like 50 from donations. It was pretty insane, like absolutely insane. Other than the fact that like I had to deal with this little hacker dude, probably some dude that didn't like me back in the prison. Not so sure, but some dude just kept hacking me. So I had to kind of like put in a little keypad to like reject him from, you know, taking my stuff, taking my bread. But you know, your boy's skilled, so he could block those hacks pretty easily, like it's absolutely nothing. So here I was, stream after stream, just racking in the viewers. Honestly, it was kind of crazy, kind of surreal. Like, I'm able to just have a webcam, a computer, and I just start streaming, start telling my story, start saying some funny stuff that used to happen to me, and I was getting money for it. I was getting paid. Like, what was the point of robbing that bank just to get caught? And I could have been doing this the whole time. Like, come on, I was in prison for so long because of that, and I could have just been doing this the whole time. This is way better than that. But yeah, so I went through a couple more streams. I averaged, hundreds, 130 sometimes, 200, 300, sometimes even 400. Absolutely insane the amount of viewers I was getting. And it was absolutely insane the amount of feedback I was getting. Because eventually I was even able to upgrade my setup quite a bit. And that'll be a trend throughout this time. I just continued to upgrade my setup. I felt that the better quality, the better quality stuff I had, the better streams I would have as well. And that's exactly the case. That's exactly what I'll continue to do throughout this time. And I hate to say this, not too long later, this little measly viewer count of a couple hundred, well, it would look small in comparison to what I would see in the future. I would have about 500-ish subs one day, 3,500 followers. That's all great and dandy. I was happy with this. I was ecstatic. And then out of nowhere, things changed to this. Yo, what is going on, chat? Oh, this is crazy. Hey, y'all, shout out to my mods. Shout out to the people watching. Shout out to all y'all. Over 2,000 viewers up in this. Honestly, when I first started, I didn't even think I would get to this. I didn't even think at all I would get to this. But now I'm feeling like there's a chance I could even surpass some of the best streamers on Blender. Easy peasy. Maybe even be greater and bigger than some of the people on ZooTube. With that said, let's just get into another story. I know y'all have been clamoring for it, so let's get into another story. All right, so y'all know prison food isn't great. I mean, you don't gotta be in prison to know that. But what bothered me the most was the lack of toilet paper, man, in every single cell. So I hatched a plan to become the literal toilet paper bandit. As y'all know, I was already sneaky. I was slick with it. So I'd sneak into the janitor's closet during cleaning hours, grab a few extra rolls, stash them away in a secret compartment I made in my mattress. Soon, though, I became the go-to guy for toilet paper. Yeah, the go-to guy. I didn't know about this whole COVID stuff going on, so I mean, I probably would have been perfect out in the streets as well with the toilet paper, but the inmates would trade snacks or favors for my precious stash of toilet paper. I felt like I stumbled upon the ultimate prison currency. Really, like over here, there was no toilet paper, I swear. My reputation grew more and more, and I started receiving requests for other luxury items, from soap, toothpaste, extra blankets during the winter, man. I was that guy. I was that dude. I get you all of it. Whatever you needed, I got it. But with great power does come great responsibility. I had to make sure to never exploit my newfound influence, man, because instead, I used my position to help others, and in doing so, I earned so much respect out of my fellow inmates, even in those who initially mocked my whole toilet paper bandit title. They all respected me. They all thought I was the GOAT. They thought it was great. They were like, hey, we got our toilet paper Robin Hood out here. And I was like, that's the fact of the matter, boys. I was like, I got your back as long as you got my back. You know what I'm saying? It was a great time. Crazy support from y'all. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all like that story? That was a good story. I appreciate it. After some of my biggest streams ever, some of my biggest accomplishments, let's just say I was on the up and up. I was making a ton of money. I was making tons of progress. I was becoming one of the top streamers easily by far, especially on Blender. And I was excited because soon I would have enough to get out the hood. I would have enough to go from a rinky-dinky place like the one I was living in all the way to a brand new home. And all I had to do was have enough money and one click of a button, and I was out of there. And I was gone, ready to make a even better life than I was already making for myself right here and right now. So there I was in my brand new city, right in front of my brand new apartment. I began walking up the stairs and getting ready for what was to come. I was excited. I could not wait, not one little bit. I was hoping that I would have even more success here, more than I had in that rinky-dinky place. I had rooms, I had a bathroom, I had a place to have a toilet, a bathtub, I had a stream room, a bedroom, and even some extra rooms just for extra space, a nice kitchen, stuff like that. I had all of it. I had all of the stuff that I wanted, and it was all because I was becoming a famous streamer. It was all because I decided right when I got out of that life, once I got out of prison, I was able to become what I sought out to be so long ago. When I was behind those bars, I wanted to be a streamer. I wanted to make people laugh, make people smile, share my story, and that's exactly what I did. And I will tell you one thing, the first stream sitting at this setup, sitting right at that window with my setup complete, was the best feeling ever. Yo, what is up, chat? How's it going? Yeah, we are actually streaming from the brand new apartment. Yes sir, brand new place. Shout out to y'all for the support. That's the main reason why we were able to get here. Main reason why we were able to get to this point. I appreciate it. All that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? I got another story for y'all. And this will be the first story in our brand new apartment. There's actually a little barbershop story back in prison. Yeah, so haircuts were like a luxury in prison, and we tried to more or less get some of these haircuts, get some trims, but we were kind of tired of paying for some mediocre trims. So one day I grabbed a pair of dull scissors from a art room and declared myself the resident barber. My fellow inmates were skeptical, but desperate times call for desperate measures, as they say, and I started giving haircuts in the yard, and soon I had more or less a small clientele. The results were, let's just say, unique, but at least it brought some comic relief. I mean, I'll never forget the one time one guy ended up actually with a lopsided mohawk that earned him the new nickname of Frankenhawk. Yeah, it was great. For the rest of his sentence, he was more or less called that the entire time. Surprisingly, my makeshift barbershop gained some popularity, and before I knew it, man, oh my god, I had a waiting list. Word spread like wildfire, and soon even the guards were coming to me for trims. I got pretty good. It turned out my amateur haircuts weren't even half bad, and I found myself playing a crucial role in boosting some morale within the prison walls. Because I'll be honest, depression ran high there. We all used to get pretty sad, pretty annoyed, pretty frustrated. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, there's not many things in prison that will make you happy. I mean, come on. So this little DIY barbershop became kind of a symbol of resourcefulness for me, for everyone else, and all that stuff. Proving that even in this small confinement, we can find some ways to not only support ourselves, but support other people. You know what I'm saying? As the stream was turned off that night, I was pretty content. I was at a brand new place, a brand new area, and a brand new stage of my life. I was no longer that convict. I was no longer behind bars. I was able to do what I want, when I wanted, and I even had a nice pad to work with. Yeah, my stuff still wasn't the best, but it was a great start. Honestly, better than anything I could have even expected from robbing banks and doing stupid shit. I'm not gonna lie, I had all the crackers and water I could ever want. It kept me up, honestly, and maybe I was just used to the simple things. But in the future, I would definitely decide to eat some better food. You know what I'm saying? But still, I may have some lame food like crackers and water. I may have a dinky old bed, something lame, something not so good. But still, I knew that whatever happens in the future and whatever the future holds for me, it's going to be great. So when I laid down in that dirty old bed for the first time in my brand new apartment, I knew that not only was I going to become a famous streamer, and I was becoming a famous streamer, but I also knew that I secured my future quicker, better, and in a completely different way than I ever thought I would be able to. But that's the end of this story for now. The end of my journey to becoming a famous streamer for now. But if you want to see more, you want to see more of what's to come in my life, then make sure to show some support and make sure to show that you want to see what happens next when a convict becomes a famous streamer. And as always, if you enjoyed, show some love. Leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below. And I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.